Although I am now neither long nor short Bitcoin, I did last night put out a short above $50,000 just in case. It was not activated. That remains unaffected till the day closes higher. A liquidity pump is the best way to describe the current state of the cryptocurrency market. Thus, you possess enormous quantities. Again, this is hard for most people to wrap their heads around, but the M2 money supply is beginning to tilt slightly, which indicates that there is more liquidity in the system. It puts the entire system at danger. Credit card debt and other types of unsecured debt are not accounted for in the M2 money supply. More and more of them keep cropping up. As a result, the stock market is once again facing a high-risk situation. Also, that is now making its way into cryptocurrency with this new. Gareth will discuss the variables that have contributed to Bitcoin's downfall in this video. Headway at $50,000. In addition, he will talk about what it means to top off tail candles for its Ethereum has risen to a significant $2,500 resistance level, which he will examine along with the prerequisites for further gains. In addition, Gareth will discuss the new cryptocurrency Celestia and its apparent weakness that has prompted short bets. Also covered are the reasons gold could have a short-term collapse, as well as the levels and targets of support and resistance. This is where it gets interesting. This is your Bitcoin chart. In the past, Bitcoin has that stunning reversal and subsequent ascent to the level where a double top would be considered. As we continue, let's examine this section from a technical standpoint. As a technical, I want you to know that I am currently not short Bitcoin or long it. However, I did put out a short position yesterday night above $50,000 just in case it might trigger. It was not activated. Just so you know, it's still important that you treat this with the respect it deserves. Until the daily closes above that, the candle will be considered a topping tail candle. We have not dismissed that. According to the graphs, that is the driving factor. That being said, technically speaking, this remains the chart's dominating power despite this huge uprise. Alright. One thing to remember is that you still need to look at your weekly chart, even with that. This means that in addition to the weekly topping tail, you have a topping tail every day. As long as you don't see a weekly close above that, it will also serve as the dominant force on the weekly, making it an important factor to consider. In my opinion, it's important to consider why Gareth issued a short sale that might exceed $50,000. And just so you know, if we consolidate here as the price moves, I'll cancel it out. I still have it listed in the market at the moment. I may cancel it, though, if it does remain for more than a few days. However, the point is that you won't be able to tell if it has been nullified until the weekly close, which is, of course, approximately 1 week from now. Alright, I will therefore keep a careful eye on that. What we're witnessing in the cryptocurrency market at the moment is basically a liquidity pump, in my opinion. Thus, you possess enormous quantities. Once again, this is beyond the comprehension of most people. M2 money supply, on the other hand, is beginning to tilt slightly, which indicates once again that there is greater liquidity in the economy. It puts the entire system at danger. Additional types of debt, such as credit card debt, which are not accounted for in the M2 money supply, are now appearing. As a result, the stock market is once again facing a high-risk situation. And with this recent development, it's making its way into cryptocurrency. Just like last week, popped up over that level, we discussed this level right here. A slight retreat is being made. If we can solidify our position over $2,500, you stand to gain approximately $2,700, give or take. But I'm having a hard time at that technical level right now. I have a chart I'd like to share with you all. Unfortunately, I'm short TIA, which is probably Celestia. This is supposed to represent an upward trend line. Here I anticipate a break in the trend line. Additionally, observe the negative quadrant of divergence, which is descending. Quite a whirlwind of heights from the very top to the very bottom, from very high to very low. That should notify you that distribution is taking place. We have a couple important topics to discuss, so please keep this Celestia in mind. If anything breaches this line, it will cause problems. To start with, the SP 500 closed Friday at a level greater than $5,000 or 5,000 points. Building on that momentum is the most important thing. When you pierce an even number, you usually have a window of opportunity for a reversal. Put another way, is it possible to have a fake out of breakout, or is it the real deal? Looking at how long it can keep that $5,000 level is crucial for that. Therefore, it would be quite bullish if it consolidates above such a crucial level for 3 to 5 days. Exactly what I've been hoping for all week, so there. This week, we did get some significant economic data. Keep in mind that the market's upward trajectory might be derailed by a number of economic indicators such as the Consumer Price Index CPI, the Producer Price Index PPI, and the Federal Reserve speeches scheduled for this week. Is the price too high? Yes. Is it getting harder to breathe? Yes, this sort of thing is going to be covered extensively. This very next remark right here actually proves it. Listen up, everyone, because this one is crucial to me. Looking at this alone indicates that contrary to the figures, the rally has very little support. Below their 50-day moving average, 39% of the businesses in the SP 500 are trading. Okay, then give that some thought. Even if the market is near record highs, little less than half of the businesses in the SP 500 are not just down, but also trading below their 50-day moving average. Okay, so that's an extremely crucial point to remember. Second, 91% were above their 50-day moving average before the year started. Now, what's the big deal? It basically informs us that market breathing is getting tighter and tighter. The stock market has been trending upward for the past 6 or 7 days thanks to a handful of companies, mostly in the semiconductor industry and Microsoft, among others. The market internals are once again collapsing, therefore as a technician you pay great attention to this since it warns that a reversal is imminent. This market will undergo a correctional movement once these Mag 7 or even 6, if you prefer to exclude Tesla, cease to be market leaders. To what extent is this a remedial action now? Isn't that uncertain? Well, the truth is that we have no idea. Will there be a minor adjustment of 5 to 10%? Is something more substantial in the works? For now, we can only wait and observe. Again, this isn't a long or short Bitcoin position at the moment. To be honest, I did release a little nightcap over 50,000 just in case it went off. Until the daily closures were higher than that, it did not trigger. We have not dismissed that. A liquidity pump is the best way to describe the current state of the cryptocurrency market. Thus, you possess enormous quantities. Once again, this is beyond the comprehension of most people. The M2 money supply, on the other hand, is beginning to tilt slightly, which indicates once again that there is greater liquidity in the economy. It puts the entire system at danger. Additional types of debt, such as credit card debt, which are not accounted for in the M2 money supply, are now appearing. As a result, the stock market is once again facing a high-risk situation, and it has only this week extended into the cryptocurrency market. This is where it gets interesting. This is your Bitcoin chart. After what appears to have been a magnificent upswing, Bitcoin has essentially returned to what we would call a double top. As we continue, let's examine this section from a technical standpoint. Therefore, you must comprehend first and foremost, therefore at this time I am not short Bitcoin nor am I long it. Actually, I did put out a short position above 50,000 last night just in case it triggered. It was not activated. Just so you know, you still need to be respectful to this candle right here. An above tail candle it is. That remains unaffected till the day closes higher. According to the graphs, that is the driving factor. That being said, technically speaking, this remains the chart's dominating power despite this huge uprise. All right, one thing to remember is that you still need to look at your weekly chart, even with that. This means that in addition to the weekly topping tail, you have a topping tail every day. If you can't have a weekly close over that, it will also be the dominant factor on the weekly, so it's important to keep that in mind going forward. For this reason, I find it